And then there were 4, and there will soon be 2 here in the GTHL U16 AAA division. But first, a semi-finals matchup between the Vaughn Kings and the Mississauga Rebels. I'm Sammy Brzozowski. Joined alongside me is Blake Hanlon.
The Final Four indeed, Sammy. It's going to come down to these two teams. The Vaughn Kings swamped through the Toronto Titans in the first series in the quarterfinals. And the Rebels, my apologies, also did a great job against the Toronto Junior Canadians, who they weren't really expected to defeat in that series, but it was at the hands of Gavin Betts.
Yeah, Gavin Betts not getting the start today, Blake. It is instead his partner Thomas Lima in between the pipes for the Mississauga Rebels. We'll see how he fares against one of the strongest offense in the GTHL in the Vaughn Kings. For them, between the pipes, it'll be Justin Young, just in time for the semifinals. He comes in between the pipes, hoping to keep that tandem going. It was Justin Young. He may have looked like the better goalie, but each of them getting the shutouts in that series against the Titans.
Yeah, and it just seems like they're going to keep this tandem going, and that's perfectly fine. But I am definitely surprised to see Thomas Lima in net. And we were talking about in the last series, the Rebels and Junior Canadians. Lima's a phenomenal goaltender, and he has been kind of gifted unfortunate situation where Gavin Betts is probably one of, if not the best goalie in this age division, so he will have to be on the bench. And Gavin Betts played all 3 games, and I stopped there from Lima, and he led the Rebels to this semifinal matchup versus the Vaughn Kings, but now he's not getting the start. It's definitely a questionable decision from the coach, but we'll see if it prevails in this first game.
Yeah, and we'll certainly have to see how it works out. Maybe they're trying to figure out a way to thwart off the Vaughn Kings offense. As that offense begins, as D'Alessio carries it towards the net of Lima. He throws it back around for Levy. Josh Levy, he can't get that. Zerwoski, he rips it back around for D'Alessio. D'Alessio in front, tipped by Chavez, scores! Chavez in front of the net, gets a piece of it off the pass from Michael D'Alessio, and it's quickly 1-0 Vaughn.
Yeah, I think I caught Lima off guard there. You saw he was kind of not in the right positioning to have that thwarted, kind of just lousy pass thrown in front. Chavez, right place, right time, had your stick on the ice, and it gets tipped out into the net. That's Chavez's, I believe, his second goal of the playoffs.
Yeah, Chavez has been an underrated forward for the Vaughn Kings. It's hard when you have so many guys that score so many times.
Yeah, and also Michael D'Alessio, a great way to set up his teammate there. He has been phenomenal for the Vaughn Kings, both offensively and defensively. He has 2 goals of his own. He's racking up the points for the Kings in this playoff run they're having so far, but great defense as well. He's definitely one of their top players on their team.
Yeah, and he's back on for the Diorio line as the Rebels, they dump that out. It's been the Vaughn Kings with the lion's share of possession. Number 18, Kirkland, dumps it into the zone, but that is called offside, so the Kings will get a chance to regroup. It's once again D'Alessio bringing it in. D'Alessio, he dumps that one into the zone. It was Burlock defending him. Bilecki defending him. In the corner now with it is Chavez. Diorio, shot saved by Lima. It was a great opportunity there from Diorio, but Lima, he gets a pad on it, sends it into the corner for the Rebels to start the other way. Kirkland, he dumped that one in for Kruger. Kruger and Kirkland battling in the corner. Kirkland unable to keep it in, unable to get it over to Colton Woods. The Rebels, they dump it back into the zone, but it's Cole Emerton there to intercept and start the rush for the Vaughn Kings. He sends it over to Malhotra. Malhotra bringing it in. He circles back around the top of the key. He sounds it back down into the corner to Alexander Haig. A shot there from number 6, Jake Power, was stopped by Lima. Some good passing here early from the Vaughn Kings.
Yeah, Vaughn Kings really cycle the puck well. That's one of their best attributes on offense is their chemistry and anticipation when doing the passing game, and they're really able to connect on those passes there.
As that pass was one of the rare disconnected passes, it was unable to get it to Jake Power. That was Caleb Malhotra as it was tipped out of play. So it'll be a face-off just outside the zone of the Rebels, as it'll be Malhotra facing off against Karskaden. Malhotra wins that one back as the Vaughn Kings regroup into the zone. Tully out to play for the Rebels. Tully, he gets that intercepted behind the net. The Kings with it now in the corner. A pass to the point over to Jake Power. Jake Power, he misreads that one but throws it in down over to Malhotra. Malhotra, he circles that one back behind to Haig. Haig tried to get it to Brandon, but Karskaden, he got a piece of it. Brandon intercepts. Brandon with it on the hash marks, trying to find Malhotra, but battled by a handful of Rebels. The Rebels get it out. A chance looked like it was emerging there for the Rebels and for Colton Woods, but it was the Kings back there to intercept. A good line change on their part to get some new, fresh legs out there.
And I just dumped it from Brandon to get that puck deep in the zone so his teammates and himself can get some fresh legs out there, and they'll have an opportunity to also maybe change it up a little bit, get that full roster fresh on there on the ice.
And now they'll have an opportunity to get another offensive zone face-off, as it was Alexander Bilecki dumping that one down the length of the ice. Elaine out to take this face-off. He wins it back to Capel. Capel, he can't get the shot off. A battle, and it's Chavez who's unable to come up with it. The Rebels trying to get out of their zone. Intercepted. Chavez's shot is just wide of the net of Thomas Lima. Didn't really test him there as Chavez plays that one back over to Robinson. Robinson plays that one across. Circling back is Nyman. Nyman battling in the corner, but he comes up with the puck. Nyman sending it over to Robinson. Robinson starting the break. He sends it to Elaine. Elaine bringing it into the zone. Elaine cutting back. He tries to find Joey Capel, but it goes more towards Elijah Chavez instead. The two battle in the corner against McGuckin and his teammate. It's a battle in the corner, and it is won by Chavez. Chavez, he gets this one back to Robinson. Robinson over to the side. Shot is just off a leg. Tipped out of play. It'll be a face-off inside the zone of the Rebels.
Yeah, I'm really liking the aggressive play from the Vaughn Kings. It's not as skillful as we saw against the Toronto Titans. They're kind of playing with a little bit more dirt and grit on their play in the offensive zone here, trying to really dig the puck out of the corner there and find opportunities when the puck is loose.
As an opportunity may emerge here for the Rebels as Tully has it behind the net. Tully, he tries to get that pass across, and now the Rebels go the other way. The Rebels unable to get any sustained zone pressure so far in this game and in this series, as it is the Vaughn Kings who are coming up with it behind the net. And finally, it is a battle won by the Vaughn Kings and won by Justin Young as he covers it, and it'll be a face-off inside his own zone for one of the first times.
Yeah, it was a nice job there from Justin Young to smother that puck and just put it at ease, put it to stop, and just hustle that one up and stop the play on that one there. It was a good job from him to get going and get this puck so kept in his glove there, and now it's up to the Kings to get it the other way.
As Diorio tries to get it the other way, it's kept onside by Brandon, so the Kings start their offensive rush. Shot there from D'Alessio. Rebound just goes by the stick of Brandon. Another shot from D'Alessio is stopped through traffic. Diorio, he goes to play it in the corner. Diorio at the circle now. He uses his speed to get around a defender. He sends it back over to D'Alessio. D'Alessio's shot blocked by both Brandon and Kruger there, but the Kings, they retain possession. The Kings go for a quick change. Levy gets it across to Chavez. Rebound is stopped by Lima. Chavez, he's been all over the ice.
He almost had his second goal of the game there at the doorstep, almost ripped it home, but a nice job there from Lima. This is his first playoff game of the entire run for the Mississauga Rebels, and he's really played up to expectations as Lima had a great season, and he's really come out of the woods here and played really well.
And he was the starting goaltender early in the season for the Rebels, as we talked about. He was very solid. So two decent options here for the Rebels, and it's been Lima who has shut the door on every shot by one. It's 1-0 here for the Vaughn Kings against the Mississauga Rebels. As the Vaughn Kings almost turned it over, it was Malhotra cutting across his own crease, but Young, he played that away. Now with it is Malhotra. He gets it over to Haig. Haig, he cuts towards the net. Alexander Haig has an opportunity, but he shoots that one a little bit wide. Emerton gets that one back to the point. It's Power with it now. Power, he rips that one, and it's stopped by Lima.
Power versus power there. Lima just says, I have more power, and just kind of shuts that one down there. A shot from the point there from Jake Power. Nulled. Nothing towards him. Lima shuts the door.
Lima has been excellent at shutting the door against a Vaughn Kings offense that has really controlled the pace of the play so far, pardon me.
Absolutely, they have controlled the pace of play. It's up to the Rebels to really kind of switch that momentum in the rest of the game going forward, but he has really answered the bell here. He's been playing phenomenal. Obviously, the goal was a little bit unfortunate and definitely was a weird bounce in front, but he's looking to rebound, and he's doing a good job at it right now.
As meanwhile, a chance emerges here for the Rebels. A shot across from the stick of McGuckin was blocked through traffic. The Rebels are unable to keep it in. It's dumped down the length of the ice. It gets by number 13, Hobbs' stick. Hobbs, he plays that one over to Gaudry. Gaudry behind was battling Colosimo, and Hobbs lost the puck in the corner. The Kings, they send that one back behind the net of Lima. With it now is Elaine. He's trying to find his teammate and Gage Brandon on the sideboard. Brandon doing a nice little dangle. He keeps hold of possession of the puck. He gets that one over to the sideboard, gets it over to his teammate, number 78, Jesse Bruce. Bruce, we haven't seen a lot of Jesse Bruce throughout this playoffs.
Yeah, Jesse Bruce hasn't been out there all on the ice, especially in that first round. He was not present, not on the team, but he's back out now, and I mean, we've made jokes about it throughout the entire season. He needs to cook. Jesse, it's time for you to get going.
Perhaps no better time than now to get going, Jesse Bruce, as it's the Diorio line facing off against the Kruger line. Diorio, he wins the faceoff. Shot from the point there was stopped. Malhotra with a good opportunity. Robinson gets that one to Haig. Haig finding Malhotra. Haig gets it back to Robinson, but not in time as it's intercepted by Chiella. Chiella, he tried to get that one in deep, but it was stifled by Malhotra and Robinson. Good play there by Kruger to keep it down low. Now the Rebels with it in the Vaughn King zone for a rarity and a good chance to cycle. But as soon as I say that, it's Diorio getting a piece of it. He doesn't get it out, though, as the Rebels dump it back into the zone. The puck is sent down over to the blue line. Tully does a good job at blocking off the blue, keeping it in. Robinson with it now for the Kings. Robinson, he misses an errant pass there. Now a chance here for the Rebels emerges. A 5-on-3 starting, but good transition D there from Andrew Robinson to stop any odd man rush. With it now is Bilecki. Bilecki with a move. He cuts towards the side. He gets rocked in the top of the circle by Caleb Malhotra. Malhotra really throwing down the body, and it's Woods trying to take it in, but that is blown dead.
Yeah, an offside there. Bilecki's a big boy, and Caleb Malhotra is also a big boy, so that is just force on force. Sometimes when two big guys collide like that, if they both feel it. Now, Malhotra's the one who knocked him down, but you know that gave him a little bit of a pain in the shoulder there. Hopefully Bilecki's okay, but wow, that was a thunderous hit.
A thunderous hit indeed, and hopefully for the fans' sake, it's an indication of what we will see in this series. As long as everyone's okay, let's bring on the physicality as Burlock, he dumps that one into the zone of the Kings. Young out to play. It was Karskadin. He got a piece of it, and a battle in the corner. Dumping it back into the zone is Woods. Now behind the net with it, it's Burlock and Karskadin's. Burlock, he comes up with it, but a whistle is blown, and it will be a penalty here for Nate Burlock. Holding is the call, and a power play opportunity emerges for the Vaughn Kings, a chance for them to tally their lead up to 2.
Yeah, I saw the referee's hand go up, and I did see Burlock knock a guy down. They called it holding, but I actually saw tripping there. But either way, a penalty was definitely deserved on the play there behind the net.
And now a play could emerge for the Kings as it's D'Alessio with it at the top of the circle. D'Alessio getting cross over to Malhotra. Malhotra's shot stopped and sent into the corner. Elaine, he gets that one over to Haig. Haig to D'Alessio. D'Alessio shot, fires it. Rebound over to Haig. Haig can't get a piece of it in time as it's sent down the other way. Going for it is Zerwoski. Zerwoski with a shorthanded opportunity now. Throwing it across for Gaudry. Gaudry can't get his stick across in time, but a great effort there from the Rebels to get something done shorthanded. Dumped in by D'Alessio over to Malhotra. D'Alessio in front. He can't find Elaine. It's Emerton circling back, regrouping for the Kings. He gets it over to D'Alessio. Back to D'Alessio from Everton. One-timer Haig is blocked in front as Elaine gets that one back to Alexander Haig at the top of the circle. Haig circles back. A nice spinorama pass to D'Alessio. D'Alessio shot stopped in traffic. Rebound, and it goes into the corner. Dumped out by the Rebels.
Yeah, nice job from Thomas Lima to make a flurry of saves there. A nice job from the penalty kill to get that out. And a good job from Zerwoski to put the Jets on there and get a chance for Evan Gaudry out in front. But just a little bit missing the mark there, but that's okay. It's still a good penalty kill.
And just a little bit of time left in this penalty kill for the Vaughn Kings to get something going. It's Robinson dropping back to Brandon. Brandon shot wide. Nyman, he keeps it in. Nyman, he sends that over across to Robinson. Chavez with it behind the net. Diorio with it now. On the sideboard, he gets it over to Brandon. Brandon battling alongside Diorio against Karskadin. Spinorama there by Nyman. Nyman over to Diorio. Diorio, he can't get a piece of it. It hit the pad of Lima. Diorio gets it back to Robinson. Diorio, Brandon, shot, scores! Gage Brandon on the one-timer from the pass from Alessandro Diorio. It's 2-0 Vaughn.
Wow, gets it right to the middle of the ice there, and Brandon on course and immediately. I didn't think he had enough space to really get his release fully through there, and also a guy out in front of him, but he gets it by Thomas Lima, and the Vaughn Kings now have 2 goals on the Rebels in the first period.
And a great start, and they really pick up where they left off in their series against the Titans.
Yeah, and they're playing almost the exact same way, except they're capitalizing early. The Titans really held them off throughout all their games, doing a very good job. The Rebels are unable to contain the goal scoring. I also want to point out, Nyman loves the spinorama, and that's something there that created space to get around his defender and really start that cycle and kind of actually elevate and push it up deeper from just the blue line and get it up deeper into the offensive zone.
And worth mentioning, I think both Nyman and Emerton, 1-4 and 4-1, both utilize the spinorama a lot. Perhaps that's just something they both do, or perhaps it's a conscious part of their game plan.
Yeah, every time I see it, I'm just like, I don't know if you see it in the broadcast, Bruce Sammy, but I just make a face like I'm sucking on a lemon because, ew, that's disgusting.
It was a disgusting opportunity to create that chance for Diorio and for Gage Brandon. Brandon, thankful to pick up his first goal in this series, I'm sure, as he was a force in that series against the Titans. But now it's Zerwoski bringing it in for the Rebels. He gets tripped, and it comes at the hands of, speak of the devil, Gage Brandon.
Speak of the devil, Gage Brandon, even though you just scored a goal, you got to spend some time in the sin bin. Cole Zerwoski, a great way to draw the penalty, cutting across to the right there, just allows the opportunity for a defenseman to have his stick out there, using his awareness to kind of pick up that penalty, and now it's the Rebels trying to get a goal back late here in the first period, trying to get back into this game.
As Zerwoski's shot was stopped by Young, the Rebels have not put a lot of chances on to Young. Zerwoski with a beautiful move to get around Malhotra there. Zerwoski trying to drop pass, find Karskadin. That pass goes awry. With it now is Bilecki. Bilecki, he gets that one over to Cole Zerwoski. Back to Bilecki, a nice pass there. Bilecki, he gets that one across, but it'll be called for the offside.
Yeah, just barely. I think when he corralled the puck and was handling it, he just brought it back below the blue line when his teammates stepped in there. A little bit of a unfortunate circumstance there. He certainly didn't mean to do it. If he just pushed the puck up a little bit more and didn't bring it back on his forehand, it definitely would have been onside.
And just a minute 20 to go in the power play as the Rebels will look to push up once again. Bringing it into the zone is Karskadin. Karskadin with it. He circles back. He gets knocked down by Levy, and now a chance here emerging for the Kings. It's Joey Capel. Joey Capel, shorthanded, breaking towards the net, but great D there from Cameron Tully to stop any opportunity on the power play. Now the Rebels coming back into the Kings zone. It's number 68, Colton Woods, dumping it over to Emerton. Dumped away, and it's unable to be kept in by Tully, and it'll be sent back into their zone. And it'll be sent back to regroup. It'll be the Rebels looking to get some offense going, something they haven't really been able to generate as much in this game, as much as they would like to, as Gaudry had it behind the net. It got stolen by D'Alessio. D'Alessio dumps that one by Christian Colosimo. The big man couldn't get a stick on it. Lima out to play the puck. Chance in front is stopped by Lima, and it's Elaine thrown to the ground by the Rebels defenders, but Elaine nearly got a shorthanded goal there.
Lima has to stay in his net there. That is an oopsie-doopsie play there that almost resulted in a goal right out in front there. To stay in your net, this first period is about to come to a close. Let's play some safe hockey. You're on the power play. You don't need to play risky. Your defenseman could have easily got it, but it's okay. You live and you learn.
As Josh Gordon hopes to learn how to score in the finals, or the semifinals in the playoffs for the Rebels, as he had it behind the net of the Rebels. But that will likely do it for them in this period. And the second period will start right now. Let's not waste any time, and it'll be Bilecki not wasting any time, getting it into the Vaughn Kings zone. Now the Kings breaking into the Rebel zone. It's Haig with it. Haig dropping it from Malhotra over to Geldart, and Geldart was unable to get a piece of that one. I'm Sammy Brzezowski, joined by Blake Hanlon here at the 6 Hockey. We're jumping right into the second period in the first game of the semifinal matchup between the Vaughn Kings and the Mississauga Rebels, a game in which the Vaughn Kings currently lead 2-0.
Yeah, and they played very good in the first frame in this one. And it's going to have to be an effort from Cole Zerwowski that I want to see further. He, in the first series against Toronto Junior Canadiens, not by any means did he play bad, but he didn't really step up and show that superstar caliber play that he is known for.
As meanwhile, a chance here for Alexander Hank, breaking towards the net, but great defense there from Alexander Bilecki to get a piece of his stick. And they're pointing towards the middle. It'll be a penalty shot here for Alexander Haig. Haig with the first penalty shot of the Vaughn Kings playoff. And we'll see what he can do on this one. Really off to a hot start as he was great in that first series against the Titans. It's Haig breaking in, taking his time. Alexander Haig stopped by Lima. Great job by Lima to cut across and make himself look big.
Yeah, you saw Haig coming in there slow, just kind of waiting, trying to pick the corner or pick a spot that was open from Lima. But Lima did a good job of kind of selling up the 5-hole there and collapsing down there, stopping Haig. Try to do a Kuznetsov type play there on the break with a penalty shot.
As Diorio, he waves on the chance there, and it'll be the Rebels breaking towards the net now. The Rebels bringing it in. Cielo on the rebound. It was stopped by Young, but he went over, just got over his stick. A tip shot from the point is just wide. And Cielo almost picked up the first goal there for the Rebels in this series. Gaudry tried to get that one around around Emerton, but that's dumped back in. Gaudry, he regroups, throwing it back to Hobbs. It's dumped down to the sideboard. It's intercepted by the Vaughn Kings, intercepted by Power. Power breaking towards the net. Power, he takes it behind, drops it for his teammate. In the sideboards now with it are the Vaughn Kings. Power battling down low with Gage Brandon. It's one back to Diorio. Diorio dumps that one back in around the corner for Emerton. Emerton, he gave a nice hit over to Cielo. But it is the Rebels coming up with it. It is Gaudry with it once again. Dumped way down over to Cielo. Cielo can't get a proper piece of it. Cole Emerton will regroup for the Vaughn Kings. Sent up the side. Capel, he hits that one up. It's won by Colosimo. Colosimo not phased by the hit attempt as Chavez, he couldn't win that one on the sideboards either. Some neutral zone play as Colosimo gives Capel a shot and gives Chavez a shot. We'll see Colosimo likely throw his body around this series.
And that's one thing that the Rebels will always bring to the table, just straight physicality, especially on the back end with guys like Colosimo, Bilecki, and Cameron Tully, who are just so commanding bodies up there. So they'll look to wear down the talented Vaughn Kings, who are really known for their more elusiveness, underside skill.
Yeah, and their speed and ability to rip the puck, as we've already seen from Gage Brandon and from Elijah Chavez. It'll be Josh Levy being pressured by Karskadden. Karskadden gets a piece of it as the Rebels get possession momentarily. Elaine trying to get it out of the zone. He does, so Tully regroups, sends it back over to Bilecki. Bilecki trying to find Karskadden. That's intercepted by Colosimo. Sent, hits off the ref. Could have been a too many men there for the Rebels, but the Stripes get in the way. Levy cutting towards the net now. Levy behind Lima. Throws it over for Haig. Haig with it at the top of the circle. Finding Nyman. Nyman walking in, rips. Just misses the net of Lima just over his glove. And now Colosimo fires it. Robinson rebound. A flurry of chances there. And I don't know, neither does Blake know, how Nyman didn't put in the rebound.
Off the crossbar, out right in front for Nyman at the doorstep. And Lima had no idea where the puck was. I have no idea how that didn't go in. But definitely luck on the Rebels' side. Shot it right at the far left of the net there and hit Lima for where he was on the initial attempt, but he could have picked the right-hand corner. Nyman must have his head hanging high in the air, knowing that he could have had a goal.
Yeah, definitely a missed opportunity for him. It seemed like he had, if there's 4 points by 6, he had at least 4 by 5 as taken behind the net are the Kings. Wraparound chance is thwarted, but a good opportunity there from Haig. It's intercepted by Nyman, as Nyman gets it back into the zone. Now a chance here for Alexander Haig. Haig cutting towards the net. Nice little move, but he circles back in the corner. Nyman with a chance in front, rips it, but it is stopped by Thomas Lima.
Thomas Lima has Zach Nyman's number in this series, shutting him down on back-to-back plays there. Haig A nice nifty move to create that play, putting the puck through his legs and then getting it over to Nyman. Haig's development has been such a pleasure to watch from the start of the season to now. He has really developed into one of the top players on this Kings team after not being regarded as highly as some would believe, but now he is one of the top players not only on this team but in the entire league.
As his team is also one of the top teams in the league, and their top player, Diorio, nearly makes it 3-0. Diorio, he sends that one to the sideboards. He's battling Burlock, but Burlock is the victor. Brandon with it now dumps that one back. It's sent across point to point here for Robinson. He gets it over to Diorio. Diorio with it now. Diorio drops that one back. Shot is stopped by Lima. It was a good opportunity there from Elaine just to get the face-off for the Kings, get the change.
Yeah, that's not really a lane shot there. He's better up tight, closer towards the net there, using his physical force to really get goals and break towards the net there. But still, it's a good shot and an opportunity to then get a face-off in the zone of the Rebels.
And a face-off it will be. And it will be Malhotra winning the face-off. It gets back to Emerton. Emerton's shot is just wide above the glove of Lima. Malhotra battling in the corner. Malhotra with it behind the net. It's Kruger trying to take it away from him. He is unable to. His Emerton shot is stopped by Lima through traffic. Kruger gets that one around. It's Diorio. He battles Tully. Diorio circling in the corner. Diorio, he finds Emerton. Emerton rips it, fires, and it just hits wide. Chance in front, but it's intercepted by a Rebel, intercepted by Chiella. Emerton once again gets a shot off the side of the net, throwing it back to Malhotra. Malhotra shot. Haig trying to tip it, but swallowing it up is Thomas Lima.
The Rebels really have to throw their top line out here now and get the puck out of the zone and generate some opportunities against Justin Young, because right now Lima is being surrounded and swarmed with shots. I bet he's feeling tired, even though he's had a lot of whistles in his zone. It's still overwhelming to have a lot of pucks facing you.
Yeah, it's been an overwhelming onslaught of offense. Triple O there from the Vaughn Kings is behind the net now with it. There is a battle, and it will be Gaudry coming up with it. He tries to send it over to McGuckin. McGuckin, he just dumps that one out of the zone so the Rebels can get a breather. Emerton, he fires it right back in off the stick of Nyman. Now the Kings pursue. A nice collision there onto Gaudry, and the Kings retain possession. Sending it back in was number 73, Michael DeLessio, as Elaine has it with Chavez behind the net. Chavez gets that one around for Nyman, but it's dumped just towards the blue line, kept in momentarily. Zerwowski couldn't get it all the way out. Brandon, he has it at the top of the circle. Brandon fires it. Hits off a pad of Lima, gets sent down around the other way. Nyman trying to find Chavez down low. He does. Chavez with it. Cycling on the sideboards, he gets it over to Malhotra. Malhotra circling back. He has Capel in front. Malhotra, he gets the puck stolen by Gordon right in the corner. It'll be a battle once again on the sideboards. The Rebels unable to get it out of their zone for quite some time, and they finally do off the stick of Zerwowski, and bringing it in now is Gaudry. Gaudry, tired, goes for the change. Out to play it is Young. Young gets that over to DeLessio. Zerwowski was unable to intercept that fully, but then does there as he dumps it back into the zone. He goes for a change. He was on for quite some time as well.
Yeah, that top line did a decent job of getting the puck finally out of the zone and getting away out of harm's way for Lima after it being in there for a little bit after their initial start of the shift. But it's got to start being carried on for all the lines. Get the puck out of Lima's sight. Get it towards Justin Young, because you need goals and you got to get them quickly.
And quickly a chance there for the Kings, as was a shot from the point and the net coming off, nonetheless stopped by Lima. So we're back where we started here in the zone of the Rebels. It has been quite the offensive pressure put on by the Vaughn Kings, just carrying in the time on attack statistics.
Yeah, and it's starting to probably wear down on Lima a little bit. Like we mentioned earlier, it is his first game of the playoffs. He probably hasn't suited up in a long time in between the pipes, so he's maybe not feeling as adjusted towards the play, and also the expected high level of play in the playoffs that takes up from the regular season. He has not experienced that thus far until tonight, obviously.
And experiencing a chance here against Diorio as he throws it on to the net, but but it didn't really get through. It was Brandon trying to get a high sticking there, jumping over the net to try to play it. As behind the net with it now is Jesse Bruce. Bruce, like we said, getting his first opportunities here for the Kings. Bruce trying to bat it off, and the net is way off its pegs. I don't think they fixed it after that last play properly, but Blake, that is now 2 times the net has come off. We've seen in every series so far, the net just loves to come off its pegs and become the main character, doesn't it?
When in doubt, bet the over on the net getting dislodged every time when you're going to a GTHL game, because it seems to be, no matter what arena we're at, if we're at the top facility like Scotiabank Pond or if we're at Iceland Sports Complex, always there will be a net getting dislodged at least once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times is always out there as well.
And there will always be some good hockey here at the 6 Hockey, as it's a 2-0 game here for the Vaughn Kings against the Mississauga Rebels in their first semi-final matchup. With it now is Chavez. Chavez rips that one onto the net of Lima. Lima just swallows that one, gets a breather.
Gets a breather, and it's well-deserved. He has been playing phenomenal in the second period. Of course, he let up a goal, but that's okay. That's okay. He's doing really, really well. I still think that save percentage is still fairly high, despite the fact that he's let up 2 goals, just because he's been getting hounded with shots. And it's up, like I said, to the Rebels to really get this puck out of the zone, but generate an opportunity here. There are guys like Karskaden, who had a great playoff series last time around, Balecki, Kolzerwoski, McGuckin. They really have to step up here and start playing for their goaltender.
As a huge hit laid there by Colton Woods on the back of Alexander Haig, and that will be a penalty against against Burlock. He'll be called for the play there. Could be the scoreboard getting that wrong, and yes, it is the scoreboard getting that wrong. I thought I was going crazy because that was absolutely a board on the play there. It'll be Colton Woods heading to the box for 2. Alexander Haig, we'll see if he will be right back on, and he will be back on, so good on him. We've seen him battered and bruised before, but he jumps right back up as Haig gets that over to DeLessio. Back to Emerton now. Emerton with it. He gets it down low for Michael DeLessio. DeLessio circling towards the net, trying to find a lane down low. In front for Haig is stopped by Lima. Good chance there from the Kings. Karskaden gets it over to McGuckin. McGuckin, he finishes the play. He dumps it back out of the zone. The Kings stay with this top unit. You'll notice that it's not Malhotra or Diorio with them now, so they're splitting up the 2 power play units that we've seen. It's Haig. He gets it over to DeLessio. DeLessio firing it around for Malhotra, who has now come on. Gets off of Emerton's stick, and it's Malhotra. He fires it off a body. Haig tries to play with it. He can't, and it's unable to be kept in by DeLessio. Sent down the length of the ice by Karskaden. Karskaden doing a good job on the PK so far. The Vaughn Kings swap some personnel as it's Emerton bringing it into the zone. He gets that one over to the stick of Diorio, and Diorio, he dumps that one out of play.
Yeah, right into his bench, giving a souvenir to his teammates maybe, but I don't think they want that. They would rather not have the puck on their bench, but have the puck in the other team's net.
They would much rather have the puck in the other team's net. But can't always get what you want here in the GTHL U16 AAA division. As with it now is Nyman. Zach Nyman throws it over to Diorio. Diorio trying to find Brandon. Fans on it. Alexis sent it over to Nyman instead. Nyman shot from the point is tipped. Hits off a body as it's Robinson. Nyman. Diorio shot is stopped and sent around to Nyman. Nyman. He finds Robinson on the sideboard. It gets sent back to Nyman. A missed opportunity there on the one-timer off the stick of Gage Brandon. They've been utilizing that one-timer a lot.
Yeah, it seems like each power play has their own skills. When Malhotra is out there with the likes of like DeLessio and other guys who just have a good shot, they just seem to rip it. But a guy like Gage Brandon or Cole Emerton or Alessandro Diorio, they just one-time it instead.
As behind the play, it was Gage Brandon knocking down Cameron Tully. So it'll be the Kings now on the penalty kill, and it will be the Rebels, heading to the power play. Once again, Gage Brandon heading to the box. It will be 9 against 9. Haig against Karskaden in the face-off in the zone of Justin Young and the Vaughn Kings. It will be Karskadin who wins it with the help of McGuckin. As Bilecki, he circles that one over to Zerwoski. Zerwoski's shot is stopped in traffic. Regrouped by Karskadin across to Woods. Woods couldn't get all of that as it was stopped by Young. Bilecki with it now at the point. He finds Woods once again. Back to Zerwoski, and it's dumped down.
See, that's the unfortunate part of this Rebels power play. It's awesome to have Zerwoski to really capitalize and try to run this power play there, as he did a good job walking in there. But when they're in the zone like that and they're cycling around, you saw Woods had a good opportunity to get that one time there. If Zerwoski's there instead, he might capitalize on that. And even just having him at the point, he was unable to keep it in because he's not used to playing that position. So there is some positives, but there are some negatives for the Rebels strategy on the power play.
Yeah, it has been Zerwoski kind of quarterbacking this penalty power play, that is, throughout the playoffs, trying to act as the point guard and the point general in moving everything around, as the puck is not really moving around the zone as it's in the feet of Owen McGuckin, but it's Karskadin winning it. He gets it over to Bilecki. Bilecki doesn't get all of that, but it gets tipped by for McGuckin. McGuckin trying to find Zerwoski, hits off his stick, and now McGuckin regroups back to Zerwoski with it. Zerwoski fires, stopped by the leg of a Vaughn Kings defender, and it's sent down the ice. 50 seconds remaining in this power play for the Rebels as they go for a change. It'll be the Rebels taking it behind their own net. Zerwoski circling around, waiting for the pass, but instead it will go over to Kirkland. It's Bilecki taking it in now. Bilecki. Alexander Bilecki with it behind the net of Justin Young. He gets battled by DeLessio. He gets it over to Kirkland. Kirkland trying to find Kruger down low, but he wasn't able to. More up high than down low, should I say, as it's Zerwoski with it. Zerwoski coming back into his own zone, defended by Diorio, two of the top players in the GTHL there. A special treat to see them face off for at least 3 games, as now Zerwoski has it. Zerwoski trying to find Kirkland, but he can't in front. Kruger was unable to get the rebound off the intercepted pass, and that will do it for the penalty from the Vaughn Kings and from Gage Brandon.
Yeah, a great penalty kill from the Vaughn Kings, really shutting them down. Their only shot was right off the draw, essentially, from Colton Woods from the pass from Alex Karskadin. And since then, it's been all stoppage from the defense for the Vaughn Kings. Some great PK. It's really an unspoken part of their game of how good they are defensively, how good they are at trapping their defense, and also just playing on the body, blocking pucks in traffic.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of guys on the defensive end that are so strong at being offensive players that is, and so strong at forechecking that their defensive abilities often go underlooked. Guys like DeLessio, Emerton, and Nyman have the ability to cut off plays really easily, as it will be a face-off won by Malhotra and sent into the zone of the Rebels. Colosimo, he gets that one over to Chiella. Chiella loses it. It'll be Nyman regrouping. Nyman with it in his own zone. He stumbles a little bit, but regroups his own feet and sends it over to Malhotra, who falls.
That was a bit of a funny play there. I couldn't contain my laughter. Just hit the back heel of his skate, and he just kind of fell over on his butt. But, of course, those things happen from time to time. Even the best players like Caleb Malhotra.
A fantastic skater, and happens to the best of us, as it's Nyman being battled in the corner. Chavez was unable to get it out of the zone. It's sent over to the glove of Young. Young elects just to catch it, regroup, so the Vaughn Kings go for a line change, as do the Rebels. It really was a comedic fall, wasn't it?
I'm still thinking about it. It was just, I don't know, just the action of the way he fell. If he actually fell forward and just kind of landed on his elbow pads, it wouldn't have been that funny. It would have been like, oh, that stuff happens all the time. But the way he fell backwards, and he wasn't even looking at the puck, expecting the puck come to him, but actually, as we're not expecting this, Josh Levy's headed to the box before this first period ends.
Yeah, you were saying falling backwards was Caleb Malhotra, but falling forwards was McGuckin off the stick of Josh Levy. So they'll likely enter the third period on the power play, and this they can capitalize on something here. Bilecki gets that one back for Zerwoski. Zerwoski, McGuckin! His shot is wide. DeLessio ripping it around for Elaine. Elaine, he tries to get it by Zerwoski. He can't. Bilecki, shot, hits off of Nyman. Sent back over to Karskadin. Karskadin, he gets a little bit hooked there, but he keeps possession of the puck. He sends it over to Zerwoski. Zerwoski walking in. Shot is just over the net of Justin Young in the corner. It's played by McGuckin to Karskadin. Karskaden, he gets that one back for Bilecki. Bilecki, Zerwowski shot, tipped in traffic, rebound, but it was McGuckin unable to get his stick on it in time. Good defending from the Kings to get it over to the corner. Bilecki sends it to McGuckin. McGuckin's shot is stopped and sent over the net, and that will do it for period number 2. Pardon me, spoke too soon. That will nearly do it for period number 2. 18.3 seconds to go.
Yeah, there's still some play left here, Sammy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still a chance for the Rebels to end this period off with a goal. But once again, the net getting dislodged, just confusing us up once more at these facilities in the GTA.
Yeah, that's right. Colin from way back at the 6 hockey. Sometimes hard to see when the buzzer goes off, but the buzzer will soon go off if the Rebels are unable to capitalize in these last few seconds. It's Karskaden throwing it on net. Zerwowski going for it. It's D'Alessio getting a piece of it, and it's sent down the length of the ice. And now that will do it. 15-plus minutes left to go in the game between the Vaughn Kings and the Mississauga Rebels, game 1 of their semi-final matchup, where the Vaughn Kings currently lead 2-0, as it's Nyman ripping that one around over to Zerwowski. Remember, it's the Rebels on the power play as McGuckin fires and scores. Owen McGuckin cross crease makes it 2-1, cuts the lead to 1. And gentlemen, we got ourselves a game.
Owen, my goodness. Holy moly, he really picked that far corner, but he was so far over towards the red line there. And I don't know how we got it from that side there. It was very Leon Draisaitl-esque, you could even say, picking that little side of the ice there, picking the far corner past Justin Young. And you know what? That's the first goal the Vaughn Kings have let up in 2 regulation games, and a little bit even more if you count just by 15 minutes.
That's right, and it's the first goal that Justin Young has allowed in this playoff, so we'll see if that affects him at all, as it will be Colosimo circling it back for the Rebels. A great power play opportunity there from the Rebels to get it done, and they did. Sometimes it's hard, Blake, to start a power play after going into the dressing room for a flood. It kind of cuts your momentum.
Yeah, it's all about what happens in the locker room that sets forth for going in the third period. If you're locked in, you got a good speech from your captain or your coach, says like, hey, we're on the power play, boys, let's get going. We have a chance here. Just something motivational to really lock the guys in and give them the chance and the belief that they can get the power play goal right out of the gate. It all happens in there. It's not something that is just kind of drawn up from skill like it might be during the moment when you're doing it during regulation.
Yeah, so it was clearly a set play to get it over to McGuckin, and McGuckin made no mistake. Malhotra with it now, who has been battered around this shift. As we saw, he got knocked down 3 times. Haig looking to get it by McGuckin, the goal scorer. McGuckin, he sends that one out of the zone over to Cole Zerwowski. Zerwowski gets battled on the sideboards, but he'll regroup in the neutral zone. He turns that one over to the stick of Elijah Chavez. Chavez breaking towards the net, trying to get it by Hobbs. Chavez, good battling there as the Rebels, they do get it out of their zone. The Rebels breaking in now. Cutting towards the net was Gaudry. Gaudry gets stifled in the corner. Capel, he tried to get that one out of the zone. Instead, he got it into his bench, so it'll be a face-off just at the dot outside of the Vaughn Kings zone.
Yeah, another souvenir for the Kings bench. They have to have their heads on a swivel. Luckily, they have cages, but for the coaches, they're not wearing any sort of protection.
No, they are not. And so the Vaughn Kings, maybe it was Joey Capel saying, hey, coach, need some more ice time. As the Rebels, they get it on the sideboards. And a chance here now for Elijah Chavez. Chavez all alone, stopped by Lima. Chavez, he has had a plethora of chances. He got that first goal earlier in the game to make it 1-0 to get the first goal of the semifinals, and he has not stopped since.
Yeah, he's really been using his power forward instincts to find opportunities in front of the net in high leverage spots, and he's had a great start to the series. And it actually has had a phenomenal playoff run this far into the postseason.
Yeah, let me ask. 1-on-1, Elijah Chavez or Alexander Haig, who has had the better playoff so far?
Between those two, I think you have to give it to Haig. Just because I think his first round definitely was better than Elijah Chavez's first round. Obviously, Chavez has had a better start to the second round. But, hey, both the players are playing well. The Kings are playing well as a team.
Both playing decently well, and they both have started this semifinals up well. As a bit of a collision behind the play, Lima, he'll cover it And we might have a penalty on our hands here, as we'll take a look at what the call will be. And it will be a Vaughn King headed to the box. That is Nyman. He will likely go for a cross-check or a roughing. We saw him tied up behind the play, so he'll be sent down the length of the ice.
I think it will be Nyman. You see number 14 up there. You also saw him in the box there. He has been all over the ice tonight. Has missed some opportunities on Lima, but now he'll have some time to think about it in the penalty box.
As the Rebels a chance to tie this game up back where they got their first one. As it's sent over to Bilecki. Back to Zerwowski. Zerwowski shot. Tips off of something. Tips off of Young. And goes out of play. It'll be 1:49 left in the power play. Still long time to go here in the PP here for MRB. It'll be Karskadin taking the face-off. Karskadin. He wins that one. It's Bilecki with it. Bilecki. Zerwowski. Zerwowski. He gets that one down low. It's a battle behind the net. Trying to send it out are the Kings. They are successful in that endeavor, and Zerwowski and Bilecki will go back to play. Behind the net now with it are the Rebels. Zerwowski got that one across to Bilecki. Bilecki, he'll send it back over to Cole Zerwowski. Zerwowski dumps that one in for Karskadin. Karskadin, he's battling on the sideboards now. Karskadin, Bilecki, Zerwowski, fires, scores! Cole Zerwowski ties it up at 2.
We talked about earlier how Zerwowski is the quarterback of this power play, but I actually have a new nickname for him, Sammy. We talked about a floor general, but I think he is the ice general, the way he dictates the play for the Mississauga Rebels, one of the best players on the ice there, and he really dictates the action and game plan on the battlefield for the Rebels.
Yeah, and he capitalizes for the Rebels, ties it up at 2 in a very big spot here in the third period. As it's dumped in towards the Rebels zone. It's Elaine going to play. Diorio with it now. D'Alessio, shot, rebound in front, scores! Joey Capel quickly makes it 3-2 Vaughn.
Back-to-back goals, except now the Vaughn Kings have it back in this game. They got tied up by the Rebels. They were maybe backs up against the wall, but they said none of that. Joey Capel steps up and gets a goal of his own, and now it is the Vaughn Kings lead once more.
And it was 2-2 for under 30 seconds in this game, as fast as the Rebels tied it. The Vaughn Kings, they make it 3-2 off the stick of D'Alessio and Diorio in front. We'll see if D'Alessio, he'll likely get the assist on that one. D'Alessio off to a hot start in this playoffs overall, definitely has been acting as a number one option on the defensive front.
Yeah, absolutely. They have been playing phenomenal this entire playoffs. They've been playing phenomenal this entire game, and we are loving what we're seeing up here in the broadcast booth, not only from them, but this entire roster of both teams.
Yeah, just some great hockey. As a man who can play great hockey, Diorio, he cuts towards the net. He's battled by Gordon. Gordon has kind of had Diorio's number in front of the net, as a shot from the point there is just sent wide, circled back around to D'Alessio. D'Alessio, he dumps it in. The Vaughn Kings going for a line change, so Hobbs, he's able to play it. It tips off a body and onto the net of Lima. So now a face-off with 9:39 left to go in period number 3.
Yeah, and you were talking about how Josh Gordon has been doing a great job of shutting down Alessandro Diorio in this series. And you know what? He has been doing a very good job in this first game. And maybe that's an assignment that the coach set out for Josh Gordon to be like, hey, if Diorio's on the rush, I want you to body him as much as you can and just shut him down because he is their best player.
As Malhotra was briefly shut down by Burlock there, but it'll be the Kings coming up with it. Some nice nifty moves in front off the stick of Geldart as it's sent to the point. Shot there is stopped by Lima from Nyman. Geldart there for the rebound. He can't get a piece of it in time, and covered by Lima.
Yeah, nice job there from Lima. That puck was just kind of standing there with no opportunities for anybody to pick it up, and Lima finally just said, this is mine. Let's just put a glove on it. Let's just smother it up, and let's get some breakage and play there because nothing was happening.
Yeah, let's take a breather, if you will. It'll be Elaine taking the face-off. Clarence Elaine trying to find Joey Capel, the goal scorer, currently holding on to the game-winning goal in this one. He was unable to get a piece of it, so the Vaughn Kings, they turned it back around into the Rebel zone. Bringing in his Emberton. Emberton's shot is just wide. Capel going for the rebound. but it's Kirkland who gets the piece of it. Kirkland dumps it away for the Rebels to start the rush. Balsamo, he gets an elbow in the face from Emerton. It just misses the gaze of the refs, so no call on the play, but it was Balsamo thinking that he'd be running away with the power play.
Yeah, ouch, that hurts. No doubt about it. Like, there's nothing else to say there, and it hurts even more when the referee wasn't looking in your direction and you just get an elbow to the face with no punishment.
Yeah, certainly it would hurt a lot less with a power play goal to make it 3-3, wouldn't it?
Oh, undoubtedly, Sammy. Like, no doubt about it. It could have definitely been in the Rebels' favor, but unfortunately, Balsamo will have to go to the bench with some pain in his face and also pain on the membrane.
Pain on the membrane, indeed. But if a quick goal here from the Rebels could certainly ease that pain, but they'll have to get it out of their own zone as D'Alessio throws that one onto the net of Thomas Lima. Lima makes the stop. 3-2 here, 8:39 in the third period of Game 1 of this semifinal matchup between the Kings and the Rebels. Brandon's shot once again stopped by Lima. They will love to just kill 3 seconds just over and over again, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would love to just rip that puck right off the draw there. Like I said, they just want to get the puck off their stick as quick as possible, whether it's a one-timer or just shots high up in the slot. They love to shoot in the high leverage and high up opportunities there. That is the Vaughn Kings game, and they live and die by it.
And the Vaughn Kings have been living and dying by their offense. It's 3-2 game has been because of their just prowess in the zone, has certainly been the victors of the puck possession battles and the offensive zone time battles, as it will be D'Alessio bringing it into the zone. D'Alessio fires it into the glove of Thomas Lima for a whistle. 8 minutes on the dot left to go in this one. The Rebels need to find a way to get it out of their own zone.
They have to do it, not only get the puck out of their own zone, but they got to get a goal back if they want to push this to overtime potentially, or just get it knotted up and see what comes next for them. But they have to get a goal. They have to get the next goal if they want to stay competitive against the Kings. My apologies.
As it will be Malhotra winning the face-off there, back to Robinson with the help of Alexander Haig. Robinson, he rips that one. It hits off the body of Burlock. And 88's foot gets it over to 8. As going for the Michigan was Caleb Malhotra, but he is unsuccessful in that endeavor there.
He got a Michigan opportunity in front there. An interesting way to pick it up, but also he got knocked down there and also kind of flopped on the ground there. We've seen Caleb Malhotra just kind of bouncing all over the ice with either the puck hitting his skate or just getting knocked down by Rebels players after the whistle.
Yeah, Malhotra not afraid to put his body in the way in the endeavor of scoring goals, as he has done a lot this season. It's one back to Colosimo as Malhotra goes down off the body of Colosimo. As Burlock, he tries to get that one into the zone, but a battle on the sideboards gets the Kings the puck. Now Karskadin, he intercepts that one, cutting towards the net, trying to get a pass across, but good intercepted pass by Nyman there. Nyman gets that one over to Haig. Haig, he finds Malhotra now. Malhotra, he brings it into the zone. Malhotra, Nyman, Geldart scores! Tic-tac-toe, and it's 4-2 for Vaughn.
Yeah, and the call-up is called to action, and he answers, and he gets a goal in his first opportunity, really, that he's had the entire playoff run, getting that puck out in front there towards Jensen Geldart, and GG has a goal.
GG, and perhaps, could that be GG for the Mississauga Rebels?
It could be good game, and it could come at a G on the score sheet for Jensen Geldart.
Yeah, and not the GWG, because that was scored earlier in the game. As it stands, it is Joey Capel with the GWG.
Yeah, a lot of Gs out there on the ice, and there's a lot of play still left to be played there, so we'll have to see if the GWG gets changed towards a different hand, and we'll see if there's more Gs put up on the board there. I think I'm tired of saying G. I know you're tired of saying G as well.
Yeah, I think we're running out of Gs to say, but we're not running out of good hockey, as we have plenty time left to play.
Some G hockey.
You could call it that, sure.
Okay, that's the last one. That's the last one.
The last G, we'll see, as there's a lot more goal scoring that could be happening as it's dumped in by Power. Power gets it behind the net of Limo's. Lima out to play. The Rebels sticking with Lima in net. He has been strong this game despite letting in 4 goals.
Yeah, he has been really solid, and it's just been goals that have come up way up in front there. My apologies there. Joey Capel had a puck really up tight close. Jensen Geldart's last goal was very up tight and in close there. So you know what? He has been playing very well. It's also, like I mentioned, it's really hard to come out of the water and just as a goaltender without playing an entire minute of playoff hockey. And then in the second round, the semifinals, it's not like it is the second round of the NHL playoffs. This is to get to the final. It's a very difficult situation to be thrust into for any goaltender and any player, even if they were just a skater for the first game out there on the ice.
That's right, but still remaining locked in as he makes a big glove save there off the stick of Nyman, who really put all he had in that shot. It was a pass from DiOrio on the one-timer, Nyman falling down, but that was a howitzer. Did not fool Lima, though, as DiOrio tries to cut around, but it's Zerwoski stealing it. Zerwoski bringing it in around Robinson. He circles back, gets it over to Tully, but it's intercepted by Brandon. Brandon getting this one across, and that looked offside to me, Blake, and that will be called for the offside, but we see some pushing and shoving here. We'll see if any penalties come out of this, as there is a scrum between Zerwoski and I believe that is Joey Capel.
Yeah, there is a scrum between those two. You saw DiOrio did not like Bilecki pinning up his teammate against the boards after the offside call. I think Bilecki was just playing, assuming that maybe there wouldn't be an offside call there. Obviously just playing the puck, playing the right way. But obviously DiOrio thought it was just not the right play to make at the time.
And no penalties assessed on that one, as it'll just be sent back into the Kings zone. As a penalty now coming for Caleb Malhotra. He will likely be called for a boarding penalty here, and it will be an interference penalty, pardon me. I think that could have gone either way, but it's Malhotra heading to the box and a chance for the Rebels to try to get something started, try to cut that lead to just one goal once again.
Yeah, they only have a 2-goal deficit. There's still plenty of time to get 2 goals. The Rebels are very, very solid team and are able to get goals off the power play. We saw it last time from Cole Zerwoski, and they need another one here, right now.
Yeah, and it's been a strong power play from them so far in this playoffs. The Vaughn Kings, however, they're normally better on the PK as they have been today, as a shot from the point is tipped by Karskadin and stopped by Young.
Yeah, nice job there from Young. He has not faced a whole lot of opportunities other than the power play kept in there by Cole Zerwoski. He might have his work set up, cut out in front of him for this Rebels power play here.
As knocked down in front of the net was behind the net was Karskadin by Josh Levy. Fans calling for a penalty there, but nothing doing, as it's to the point to Bilecki. Back over to Alexander Bilecki, sent over to Zerwoski. Zerwoski's shot goes over to McGuckin. McGuckin, Woods, and Karskadin battling behind the net, and coming up with it are the Rebels. With it now is Zerwoski. Zerwoski playing with it now. He gets that one over to Bilecki. Bilecki, shot down low over to McGuckin. McGuckin's shot is stopped by Young.
Yeah, you saw that the pass was broken up by a Vaughn Kings defender. McGuckin had to kind of readjust. He already fell to his knee, but he still got a shot off on Justin Young there. If that pass didn't get disrupted, who's to say that that puck wouldn't go in the back of the net of past Young?
Yeah, and it will be the second unit coming on for the Rebels, as Colosimo is unable to keep that in. His D partner will be Tully on this one. Also out there will be Burlock and Gaudry, as Gaudry tried to get that one over to Colosimo. Bringing it in now is Tully. Tully dumps that one in for Balsamo. Balsamo and Colosimo out. A little bit of a tongue twister there, as Balsamo battling with Gaudry sends it over to Colosimo. Colosimo shot, tipped in front, rebound, scores! Burlock! He makes the lead, only 1 goal for the Vaughn Kings. It's 4-3 now.
Nate the Great got a great goal out in front. Their 3rd goal of the game for the Rebels, and they are just behind them by 1 goal now. We talked about the Samoas out there, and I want to see Samoa goals. My apologies. All the G's, everything got in my head there. But like I said, the Rebels, they need some more goals. Actually, I didn't even say it there. It's my first time saying that, but they need some more goals, maybe at the hands of Colosimo and Balsamo.
Yeah, and the Rebels, unlike Blake and myself, need to remain a little bit more locked in here as they face the test of scoring not 1, but at least 2 more goals to come away with a win in this one.
They certainly need to be more locked in than I am right now. They need to be Nate Burlocked in.
Nate Burlocked in, as he was the one who scored that 4-3 goal, and he extended the lead to only 1. I guess I shouldn't say extended. He
cut the deficit,
shortened the lead, and the Kings, they'll look to actually extend it here, as taking it out of the zone will be the Kings. It was Brandon getting it up. It gets sent back to Brandon. Hatchmark shot Scores! And it just trickles by the net of Thomas Lima, and not his best chance on that play there, as he thought he stifled it, but it's once again Gage Brandon putting himself on the board.
Yeah, it slipped through just the armpit area of Thomas Lima like butter past there. Nice job there from Gage Brandon to get his second goal of the game late here in the third period. That could be the dagger, but it's up to the Rebels on this next play. If they are unable to get a goal here, that definitely will be the nail in the coffin.
That could likely be the nail in the coffin. And then just worth mentioning, we talked about GG getting the GWG. He now is in a place to get that game-winning goal with the fourth goal as Haig. He has it now. He sends it across over to Diorio. Diorio shot. Rebound in front, but it was Haig unable to get his stick on that. I don't think he realized where the puck was on that play as Kruger. He gets the puck stolen off of him by Haig. Haig dumps that one back in. You got to think that the Rebels are thinking about pulling Lima sometime soon as Colosimo gets that one over to Hobbs. Hobbs, he throws that one off the far side as Zerwoski goes to play it against D'Alessio. D'Alessio circling back, gets it around Zerwoski, tries to send it down low. It's Tully bringing it back in for the Rebels. He elects to just dump it down. Out to play it was Young, but Young, he lost that one. As the Kings, they get this one out of the zone. Karskadin goes back to play, and take a look. That net is empty. Karskadin throwing it up on the sideboard. Brandon throwing it down low, and Malhotra alone with the empty net, and he scores! Caleb Malhotra makes it 6-3, and if the fifth goal there from Gage Brandon wasn't the nail in the coffin, this one certainly is.
Yeah, he really picked the corner out and really sniped it past nobody. I'm just joking. But a nice goal there from Caleb Malhotra to really put this one down and put the Rebels down in the first game.
And Malhotra, he has been buzzing and battered and bruised, and he finally gets his goal there. He finally puts one behind, like you said, nobody on the empty net. He makes it 6-3, and that will likely be the dagger in which will win the game for the Vaughn Kings, barring nothing short of a disaster on their part. They'll take the first game of the semifinals against the Mississauga Rebels as McGuckin brings it in. He gets knocked down by Malhotra. And the Rebels, they keep it in the zone. A shot there from Gordon is deflected through traffic. Rebound Zerwoski is stopped by Young. It's dumped out of the zone by the Kings. Not so much time left here on the third period for the Rebels. It'll be sent back into the Rebels zone. Burlock waits to play that one. Doesn't want to draw too deep into his own zone, as falling down in the bench was a Rebels player. Couldn't help but laugh on that one, as it is a little bit awkward. Both players appear to be A-OK. As Levy, he circles back. He's pressured by Balsamo.
Yeah, I'm just happy no one closed the door on him while he was down there on the bench.
Yeah, and closing the door on this game was Caleb Malhotra just minutes ago, as he made it a 6-3 game, and will likely be the end of the game, end of game one for the Mississauga Rebels. As bringing it in is Brandon. And you can see the players kind of slowing it down now as Tully has it behind the net, and he will likely dribble this out as he has it in his own end. No, they'll go for one last rush here as the Rebels dump it back into the King zone. But yes, that will do it for our coverage, and we'll head up back to the booth.